Welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, and today I will be going over the September full moon in Pisces on September 20th, 2021, and how this full moon is going to affect you, as well as some things that you can do for this full moon and really hold space for the moon energy. I'm going to be pulling out some cards. So I have my decks in front of me that I will be pulling out just to give you some downloads, messages. I've already got so many downloads for this full moon. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, as well as put notification bells so you don't miss a video. I do these full moon and new moon updates every single month. I do weekly videos, and to be part of this community, because I really do feel like this is a space where we can really talk about this stuff. I never had people that I could talk about these spiritual things, so I really made this channel so you have a place that you can feel at home. And yeah, it's just such a great community, and I'm so grateful. I also want to share that if you feel called to go deeper into your shadow work and energy work, I do one-on-one energy healing, and the link down below for the applications will be there for the conscious mentoring. So I'll leave that down below for you guys. I am going to be recording also a distance energy healing meditation for you before the day of the 20th, because this energy is dense, and I'm going to go into it, but I want you guys to be prepared, and I also want you guys to have this recording ahead of time so you can do it as many times as you want, okay? So just stay tuned. Like I said, you're subscribed, so you will know when that video comes out. It's going to come out pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out as the next video. And yeah, it's just so awesome. And today's subscriber of the day is James. Thank you so much for being part of this family. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's get into this September full moon in Pisces. Okay, so any Pisces out there, let me know with the Pisces emoji down below. Even if you have a Pisces as your sun, your moon, your rising, or in your chart, and you know that, let me know. I think the Pisces has a very interesting energy, and it's interesting how the things around the world, how everything is kind of mapping out, and how the timing of this moon plays out. So the first thing that you need to know about this September full moon in Pisces on September 20th, 2021 is we're going to be very hypersensitive to energy, to people, to just the world. Like right now, we're in the process where there are a lot of old paradigms making rules to take control. And it's so funny, I'm laughing because, you know, I don't really watch the news too much because I'm not big with the news, and I'm not gonna say too much on here because we're focusing on it, but you guys do need to know. There's just a lot of based on people trying to create fear to control the energy of where things will map out. And I've been getting so many downloads of these collective, you know, organizations or the elites just having times where they are fearing that our consciousness is heightening. And with that is creating this tension of those who are getting their gifts deeper and getting such deep downloads and awakenings and fully shifting. We're talking like, I see myself in a different country next year. We're talking about like, I see myself in a different place, a different career. Like, you are getting these new beginning downloads that you got from the new moon in Virgo, and how that's holding space for you in this full moon in Pisces. So, you know, don't allow the noise around the world to take space. And, you know, you might feel you're more sensitive. So I really wrote down, get off social media. Like, get off social media. I've been going over just my accounts of people I've been following and just, you know, deleting it because I haven't really connected with those people, or my boundaries have changed. My energy has changed, which is another thing. Reevaluate your boundaries during this time in the September full moon in Pisces. Because you're so hypersensitive, you don't have time. Your soul does not have time to joke around about what it needs to say yes to when it says no to. If you are not a definite yes with the people that you want in your life, with the agreements of certain commitments that you make, then you are really just ignoring and abandoning your emotions. And in doing that, you are instilling this kind of micro trauma of like, I cannot release, I can't be emotional, right? And this is kind of a battle for Pisces. They're quite emotional, they're quite hypersensitive, you know, and we are seeing that influence in our being and in your chart as well. So this is a very important for us to reevaluate. And one shadow work prompt that came up for me was, you know, how can I reevaluate my I'm laughing at the card, I'll show it to you guys in a second. How can I reevaluate my boundaries? How can I allow myself, or maybe how do I need help from spirit by asking in meditation to create boundaries? A lot of the times people, or just all of us that have problems with boundaries, it's because we feel guilty. It's because we feel this sense of, oh, I can't do that. I can't say no to that person. So right now it's all about being cutthroat. What I mean by that is saying your no's, saying no to people more than you say yes, really listening to your boundaries. And this also means expression. So, you know, you might notice certain people that are close to you have different views as you're going through your awakening, or just like what's going on in the collective. And in doing that, I encourage you to create boundaries in a sense of that's their belief, that's mine, and I understand where they're coming from, but that doesn't mean that I have to be forced to suppress my emotions or to suppress what I believe in. So the 2 cards, and there's another card coming out here. Okay, so as I mentioned, what's going to help you with boundaries and allowing yourself to create space and say I am worthy of creating space is, this is the first card that we got from spirit. So serendipity, which basically means that you're entering this space of luck. You're kind of like going through understanding through these hypersensitive emotions. There is no way that you can ignore what has to change in your life, what has to shift in your life. And even though it is sometimes painful or sometimes very overwhelming, it is going to help us so much deeper. Which brings us to our next card, the deep knowing. So asking yourself, what does your intuition have this deep knowing? Ask your intuition, ask your body, what are the boundaries that it needs in order for me to create space, in order for me to let my emotions out and to feel safe to let my emotions out, to feel vulnerable and to clean and release that. Last card is community. So some of you guys, this is a great time to really like look for different friends. And I'm going to go into this in the second point, but find people that create a sense of community and understanding that in every community that you're involved in, every person has a purpose, like a contribution. Like right now we're on this YouTube channel and I always say, guys, you're part of this, you know, subscribe, part of this community, but realistically we're all part of this collective consciousness of community. So right now, because of understanding that collective consciousness, that every single one of us, whether you know someone or not, everyone in the comments down below, every person that you pass, you walk to, you are connected to them in some way, whether you know it or not, whether you've never seen this person in your life. And in doing that during the September month, and during specifically around the full moon, we are seeing this kind of pull throughout our belief system, throughout our emotions, and they're being tested around this time. So again, this is a time that we're really being encouraged to create those very stern boundaries, very stern ways of expressing, speaking your truth, and not allowing that to just swallow through. Another big thing is a lot of you guys going through your awakening, don't let the noise distract you. So part of the test of awakening with spirituality and just like the space of consciousness is that, you know, yeah, you are going to be more sensitive. And I was saying this with one of my clients this morning. It is okay to be emotional. Pisces, it is okay to be emotional. I know sometimes you feel like, I just wish my emotions were gone. I wish my gifts were gone. But no, don't say those words into existence. Instead, say like, I am happy I am emotionally sensitive. I am grateful that I have these senses to allow me to understand what shadow work I have to do, how I need to heal, what people I'm meant to be with, what community I'm meant to hold space for in my life, and how it's going to help me and transform over time. The second thing that you need to know about this September full moon in Pisces on September 20th, 2021 is the creative element. So I'm definitely feeling this like expression, and the thing that came up to me is arts and crafts. I don't know why, but a lot of people who've been moving through this whole year of releasing ancestral, karmic healing, a lot of deep soul wounds in relation to the womb space. There is this kind of beautiful essence that's coming through where the divine is being, the feminine is being into the power of being holding space. And in doing that, the wounded masculine is coming through these old paradigms. And these old paradigms, what I'm seeing of these wounded masculine is trying to pull the feminine, pull the women of the society down to make them feel like they can no longer hold space. And I mean women, but I also mean just feminine beings. We each are feminine beings, how we are in our emotional stance, how we are in our emotional space. And then we have the beautiful newer consciousness awaken masculine, and these are beautiful. They're the ones that are saying, no, we are done with this society using our emotions and creating fear around how we shouldn't awake, how we shouldn't create boundaries, how to be kept in control. And it's such a beautiful space what we're in. We're really fully awakening. So this is a perfect time to heighten your consciousness and to work with these dimensions of like thinner walls that are happening, because during this September full moon, there's going to be a thinner layer to your access to information. That's why you got the deep knowing card as well. There's going to be like a thinner layer of access of information in the world, information in your space, all of that. I think that's so important, and you're going to notice that quite quickly. So that's been a really big thing. I'm going to pull out another card because I feel called to. So creativity is a kind of a beautiful thing because it's our ability to create new beginnings while going into the unknown of just allowing our body to flow and completely surrender. So that's why I love art, and that's why I suggested arts and crafts. Maybe getting a group of friends and doing an arts and crafts project would be great to do, or even listening to music while you're drawing on your own, like this type of stuff, dancing with your body. But I definitely feel like Spirit is saying clean up. And when Spirit's saying clean up, what they're trying to tell us here is that, I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. What we're trying to say is we need to clean up all of this energy of feeling that we cannot expand, that we are tied by our feet based on the hypersensitive things that are going on in the world. We need to clean up this act of like, oh, you know, this is the way things are, and I'm just gonna allow myself to settle to it. And some of you guys are doing that, you know, whether it's your relationship, whether it is your diet and your health, whether it is your ability to find out what you need to heal. And instead of just saying, I went through that, that's that, it's actually going through it and being through that energy. Some of you, it's about, you know, not cleaning up your act with finances. I'm sorry, I have to hold space for that. And, you know, if I am saying this and there's a trigger here, it's to pull you to come closer here. So what I'm trying to say is clean up your habits. This is a time during the September full moon in Pisces, your habits that you use to hold and to prevent you from creating new energy in your life is going to be the thing that you gravitate to. So whether that is, you know, addiction to certain things, whether that is avoidance, whether that is ego speaking into avoidance of excuses, this is a time that Spirit's like, clean up your act. It's time to clean up these habits. It's time to not have excuses. It's time to fully surrender into that and to create a new system, a new habit, a new, what do you call it, day-to-day ritual. That's what's coming up for me. So the creative element here is also saying, how are you going to change your day-to-day ritual? Don't just meditate because you do it every day, like change it up. Meditation can come in different ways. You know, don't just do art, do a different type of art. I just went to go do a pottery class with my partner, and it was so much fun. It was a surprise. And I was like, this is awesome, such a cool date idea. And that's another thing too, like creative in your relationships. We went to do pottery and it was so beautiful. We're picking them up soon, which I'm so excited. I'm gonna put it in my space. But that was a way that we were able to hold space and to just be out of our comfort zone. And I felt so energized. I felt like, woo, something new. It just brought this new energy. It didn't allow me to distract to all of the collective imbalance of what's going on that the wounded masculine, the wounded feminine is trying to do for us to suppress to the old paradigms of this world, okay? Chaos and conflict. This literally sums up everything going on. you know, new regulations being put out during this time. People just feeling this sense of, am I actually free though? Like, am I actually able to be free of my emotions? Will I be judged to say a different opinion than the society or the world? And with chaos and conflict comes clarity, whether we see it there already. And this is why I'm saying clean up, like cleaning up your act, cleaning up your habits. It's not easy to change a routine and to change things that you're used to holding on to be in that pain and to choose that you feel in the subconscious. Am I worthy of that? Am I great? Am I powerful? Am I abundant? This is what happens when the body and the consciousness questions that during this full moon in Pisces. It's like, okay, if I'm chaotic here and I'm allowing myself to go to addiction, go to these different things, these different lists of things that I do every single time this cycle comes in, of course chaos and conflict will happen. And then you will automatically shift your perspective to everything on the collective that has been going all crazy. I'm going deep, guys. Like, Spirit's just going with me. So what I'm trying to say in English, in proper speaking tense, is that it is a time to clean up everything. It is a time to just clean up the old relationships of the exes that you're still relying on for emotional support. And that means friendships too. You know those people aren't good for you. Why are you still talking to them? You know they make you emotional. You know that they are just gonna make, they're energy vampires. Why are you still doing that? Clean that up. Spending because you feel like, oh, I'm not gonna be abundant anyways, but I know I like to shop. I like to do all these other things. Addiction is a way of, you know, is a fear, is a result to fear of what is there, what can change. So allow yourself to enter into that space, to go into that space and follow your intuition as you go through these textures. You know what I mean? Like, follow it, even if it's hard. Be observer. And this kind of speaks for itself. Just observe all the things that are going on within you. Don't get distracted. Stay true to that space. And I love this because this has the crescent moon in it. So it's just telling me that after the full moon, you might even notice that in between the full moon and the new moon, that there will be kind of answers and synchronizations of the intentions that you held on. How can I follow my you know, emotions, and seeing when you do follow your emotions, when you do change your habits, what can happen. Okay, so that's a huge part of this full moon energy. The third thing that you need to know about this September full moon, September 20th, 2021 in Pisces, is that psychic downloads are on a whole other level. Now we're talking like some of you guys might feel that you leave your dreams, you leave your body in some experiences. You might even notice that you're just having telepathic messages, like psychic kind of telepathic messages where a friend says something and then you just like resonate, or it feels like deja vu. You might even have parts of like certain ancestors coming to you to just share messages of the information of how you can move through these hypersensitive emotions during this month. This is a great time to practice your psychic gifts. So one of the things that I love to do around the full moon, and what I would suggest you doing for the Pisces full moon, is that you can actually sit in your bed. You don't even have to get out of your bed. Do it in the morning for 5 minutes when you're kind of in that theta wave, when you're half sleepy, and just fully just close your eyes and meditate. But when I say meditate, I mean scan body and actively meditating. So this is great for people who get distracted easily. I know for me, sometimes it was hard for me when I first started, but you just want to take a deep breath and you want to scan your body and just feel like this kind of like you are looking at your body, if that makes sense, from an internal point, and just scan it all the way to your feet. And without thought, without even thought of where you are or anything, just holding space for that energy and, you know, saying, I am open to my psychic gifts. And when you get to the forehead and your crown, just bringing your eyes to your third eye. I actually have a video on your third eye and how to open your third eye and work with it. So if you haven't seen that video, I would highly suggest doing that video, because it's going to help you out with your psychic gifts during this month. And you guys will thank me later. You're welcome. So yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to hold space for. Spirit just spoke again. So leg up. This is just Spirit saying, hey, if you need help with your psychic gifts, just ask. you know, I'm just a call away. I'm only a meditation away. So whether that is if you are looking for support through your mentorship, you have someone that's supporting you, or someone that you know that can help you with that, you can hold space for that. I've mentioned before that I do mentoring. So if that's something that you feel called to, you can apply down below. But this is just saying that you might feel like you need some help during this month. And this is why the community card came up. It's just understanding that if you have a strong community, or you start to create yourself a strong community, you will always feel pretty guided and pretty grounded as well. And in doing that, when you are grounded, when you are in your space, you can ask someone like your soul sister, hey, like, can you help me out with this? Or I need clarity with this. Some of you guys might actually feel called to even get a card reading done. I know for me personally, I've gotten a card reading. This is a great time to get a card reading done. I do card readings for my one-on-one as well. And I know a lot of you guys have been DMing me saying, Chica, do you do card readings anymore? And I do healings because I think that's where I'm held up space for. But if you guys would like me to do like types of card readings on the channel, let me know. Just give some requests down below. I'd love to do that. The last card is higher power. And let me just tell you, the number on this card, guys, is a 4. It's the number 4. So what does that say? Awakening. Okay, you are getting these deep awakenings and deep connections to source. And it is just like out of this world. Journal your downloads because they might not make sense then. You might even get words or different spits of things that aren't fully make sense, or they might not even be words. They might just be sounds or feelings. And if that comes in, like for me, light language comes through. If that comes in, just fully surrender to that feeling and journal on that. It will make sense later. There's so many times when I write something and I'm like, okay, full moon is giving me this download. I don't know what it means, but then I look at it later and I'm like, oh, that's what it means, right? So allow yourself to really hold space for that. A lot of you guys are going to also have a lot of psychic downloads of the future. I've been getting a lot, and we're talking like, I don't want to get into politics, but politics. We're talking about regulations. There's going to be a lot of things being announced for travel really soon. There's going to be a lot of things being announced for the things going on in the world, and some more just ways of taking advantage of the emotions, which is why I'm saying regulate your time online. Please, 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 especially the pregnant mamas, please take your time. Your child is absorbing that energy. So just make sure that you are just being mindful of that and taking that time. You know, old paradigms and truths are coming in even deeper with bigger corporations and celebrities and just that space. So on a collective level, there's just a lot. On a macro perspective, a lot of you guys will probably even see some downloads of what will happen in your life in the future, whether that is having a child, so a lot of fertility, and I'm going to go into that in a second. You know, where you want to see your family, that's going to come in a lot. How many kids you're going to have, it's coming through. And I'm just channeling what your finances will look like. What's another thing coming in? Job position. Some of you guys who've been in limbo right now, you're going to get some more clarity of what type of things you should apply for, or even getting some job interview responses. And you know, if you get close to one, just keep going. Spirit's telling me keep going. You're going to get the job. And then also just making sure that you're connecting to your higher self and your gifts. And I know a lot of the times when we connect to our psychic gifts, we're like, was that actually me, or was that just my fault? Yeah, it was you. Spirit, you were channeling for yourself. I just wanted to share that because sometimes we think, oh no, it wasn't me. It was you. Okay, it was totally you. Okay. Okay, so the fourth thing that you need to know about this September full moon in Pisces is that romance is in the air. So let's get deeper into that, because I'm not going to be like one of those people that are like, ooh, romance. Oh, by the way, I wanted to share this other card that came through is blessed. So again, be grateful. One of my favorite mantras that have been really helping me feel grounded during the time of deep emotions is I love. And instead of saying I'm grateful, say I love, because love is the highest frequency in this in any dimension. Okay, so ask yourself and see the blessings that are coming for you through these deep downloads. These downloads are deep knowings. These downloads are the spirit and universe fully supporting you. So give gratitude to that. Let's go back to romance. So romance, you guys are feeling a little bit of new relationships coming through. Maybe you're starting to see where that relationship will go, if it's going to be committed, if it's not going to be committed. Some of you guys are continuing to ride that wave from August where, you know, whether it was an engagement or a pregnancy or whatever it is, there's just this sense of like sensitivity of pouring out your emotions to your partner, pouring out your emotions to your friend. There's just like a deep release that's happening during this September Pisces full moon. And it's so overwhelming. It's almost like you feel like, oh, I just ran a marathon. And yeah, that's what this full moon is going to feel like. It's going to feel emotionally draining, and not in a bad way. I'm not saying it's in the bad way at all. It's just that it's going to be just a lot of, you know, overwhelming. So really make sure you give yourself that space, like I mentioned on the first point, space to just do nothing, especially those who have kids or other responsibilities or are constantly working like shift work. This is your time to really take that time, okay? Another thing is not everyone can read your mind. So as we know with Pisces, very emotional, feel like they're too overwhelming. I don't want to give you my emotions. I don't want to share my crazy because okay, well, let me tell you, no one can read your mind. So some of you guys are not communicating, and during this full moon in Pisces, it is a time that you need to communicate what you truly think, what you're truly feeling here. Use the emotions and heightenedness to speak your truth and to be vulnerable. I know some of you don't like being vulnerable, but during this full moon, for you to take the most out of it, you gotta be, okay? And don't be apologetic with it. Don't be sorry. This is you. This is your true authentic self. The only difference is now, since you're expanding, you are becoming more, your soul is becoming more comfortable to release whatever is being released here. There's a lot of new creative adventures as far as dates, like I mentioned with creativity. This is a great time for you guys to do new date ideas, specifically like grounding date ideas, like going for a hike. Anything with nature I feel like is going to be really helpful for you, and anything with your hands, any creative stuff with hands, like painting or like, you know, anything that involves the hands, okay? Expressing. So a lot of you will feel this sense of expression, like I mentioned, whether that is like, hey, this is how I feel where we are in the relationship, or hey, like I want to take this next step. It's like, this is the next wave of August. And if you guys haven't seen my August full moon and new moon video, you can go check that out. It's in my playlist for full moon and new moons, but I talk about how that energy really, like a lot of people will be announcing certain things, and it flows into what I see in this Pisces full moon. It's like that wave continues, like that vulnerability continues, and this is honestly going to deepen so many of your relationships in the future. The fifth and final thing about this September full moon in Pisces is that hormones. Let's talk about it. Women and men, beings, they, them, all of you guys. Hormones are on an alternate high, and this is not just on because of you, but collectively. I know personally some people might, you know, lose their period around this time, and I don't mean lose it, but I mean, let me rephrase that. Some of you might actually have your period be late around this time, or maybe more heavy. And it's just because your body is trying to balance the collective energy. It's a denser time. This is also a period of releasing some cycles from 2021. So it's almost like you're all kind of ascending and shifting into a heightened consciousness, because of everything going on and everything being purged in the collective, in the systems, in the in finances, in just the elite, like all of those things that are happening that's being exposed in the world, politics. Like because of that, it's also going to affect you on a personal level, right? So, you know, everything that you've shifted from this year, just think about it, and how much you are the first of your generation to release this, and how that's going to affect your future generation, right? So there's just this ancestral release happening. You might feel like you're going into your inner cave. So a lot of you guys who might have your period, or just in general, any person, you just feel more isolated because it's just so overwhelming. And in this specific month, some months I will say like isolation is not a good thing, but for this one specifically, I'm like, yeah, no, it is good because you're taking time for yourself. And I think it's so good for you. It's so helpful. Okay, so the 3 cards I pulled out for you is to be fair. Just being fair to yourself. If your body is just out of whack, like I said, it will continue to be out of whack if you don't do something, right? So because you're hypersensitive, and because there's that sense of like cleaning up, like I mentioned the cleanup card, this is time for you to take how your hormones are imbalanced and listen to your body. So what I love to do is I go to the kitchen and I say, what does my body need today? And I just allow my intuition to pull me to the banana, pull me to the ginger, whatever it is, and take note, because you'll notice, like for me, if I'm eating a lot of root vegetables, it tells me that, hey, I need to be more grounded. I need to ground my energy. My body's asking me to be more grounded. So that's a great example of just being fair to your body and listening to it and just allowing yourself to move through, not move away, move through the emotions. Here and now. So during this Pisces full moon, it's all about, holding space for that. Stop over analyzing. How is this going to affect the future? Oh my gosh, all these things are happening right now in the world and in my family and in my, no. During this Pisces full moon, we need to allow ourselves to really be like, be here, be now, hold space. You have the community, you have the support, you have the blessings, you have everything, you have the deep knowing, you have the luck. Like you got the luck and the blessings card, the serendipity and the blessings card. You got these two cards. So to me, that's telling me, hey, you are so guided. Like, why wouldn't you think that you are supported? Truth be told. So again, our bodies don't lie. Our bodies don't lie. You can say you're okay, but if your body is like, nah, you're lying. Listen to that. Sometimes you guys might be a little bit in denial because you're so overwhelmed. You think the best way is just to completely avoid. So the hormones are going to really tell you how you hold space for that. And, this would be a great time to do yoni steams, to do self-massage, to hold space, to eat your foods, eat your like chakras. And like I said, if you're feeling the roots, then like make sure that every meal that you have has a root vegetable. Every meal you have has a yellow solar plexus vegetable. Every meal you have has things for your third eye and your pineal gland. Look up foods for your pineal gland, because like I said, you're getting a lot of psychic downloads. So for you to be fully aligned with your intuition and your alignment, one thing that I would do for this full moon in Pisces is to use things for your pineal gland as well. So this is what I held space for. I'm going to pull a few more cards for you guys because I feel like this ancestral card is speaking to me, and the affirmations card. I also feel like the moon card. So let's get some more cards here and see what else Spirit is sharing with me for this. For this full moon. Okay. Spirit is just on it. Okay, the cards flew, which shows me again with the chaos, but I'm gonna pull these cards because these ones are calling me. So we have some ancestral cards. Let's do the moon cards as well. I love doing these videos with you guys. It's so much fun just to hang out and to do these videos. It's just like, why not? Why not? Why wouldn't we do this? Okay, so let's start with this. We have the Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. So just knowing that right now is a crazy time, and the fox energy is interesting. They're sly, but they're very adaptable, right? So ask yourself, how can I adapt to my emotions during this time? How can I adapt to the things that are coming through to me, that the energy that is coming through in this time? I definitely feel like this adaptation is important for you, and some of you guys might be avoiding adaptation. Mountains, stand ground. So I love this grounding. I mentioned a lot about root vegetables, and ironically enough, this card came out. So grounding yourself, think of a mountain. They are still, they stay strong. This whole month is a mountain of your emotions. It's going up the mountains of emotions and asking yourself, hey, how can I hold space for myself? How can I go up every emotion that's going through here and allow myself to move through the ups, through the downs, through everything, and knowing that no matter what way, if we just keep going, we will get to the top of it. And eventually these emotions will subside and will be going down, right? So it's all about stand your ground, ground yourself, being in that space. And the cleaning up is really going to do that, cleaning up your habits, cleaning up your everyday rituals, like I mentioned. Winter. So I really like this because this card is the wolf card, and wolves go in packs, right? And it's funny, I always share something because I feel like it resonates with some of you guys, and specifically this this time. So wolves go in packs, right? And you know, they are very community based. They work with the community. They come into this collective, and it says take care of your needs. So it's saying, you know, you might notice that spirit, or so you're getting psychic downloads from your spirit team saying how you can take care of your needs, almost like your wolf family. And I'm laughing because that's essentially what I'm feeling. I feel like you guys are preparing to kind of hibernate and prepare for the next cycle for winter. So right now it's all about getting ready to go into that winter season, to be in that space. And that's why I said going into your deeper cave, because some of you guys might be actually bleeding on your period around this time of the full moon. So you're in your winter. And if you are in your winter, allow that time, because, you know, like I said, you're an open vessel to spirit. You're an open vessel to what's coming through. So allow yourself, not only that with the full moon, but then the other layer being thinner because you are bleeding, allow yourself to hold space for that. Mother Earth, I love this card so much. I want to show it to you guys. Isn't that such a beautiful card? So beautiful, okay? So this card represents feel loved and comforted. So, you know, remember, how can I feel loved and comforted through this transformation of my emotions, through the essence of what's coming through? And this is where Mother Earth is saying, it's okay, we are here, I'm holding space for you. And knowing that no matter what comes through in this month, that you are going to be okay. Sometimes we need to hear that. I'm gonna be okay, I'm fine. Like, it's not the end of the world, essentially. It's the start of a new world. Oh, I just got that. It's not the end of the world this month, it's the start of a new world. And this is what I mean by the collective. A lot of people are feeling like it's the end because it's just like, again, but it's actually, this is a beautiful time to be living, guys. It's such a beautiful time. You know, there are more conscious people and awakened people ever. There are more people cleaning and releasing so much beyond their lineage and themselves. And these emotions you have is honestly a gift. It allows you to connect deeper with the collective conscious and say, how is this person in this situation mirroring something that I can learn or expand within myself? And how is this trigger allowing me to release and move through during this September Pisces full moon what I need to for this winter season? Allow myself to observe. Okay, so we have some 2 ones here. We have your hard work is paying off and your dreams need a practical plan. So I'm laughing at the last one. I will explain why. But the first one, your hard work is paying off. So this is kind of what I see happening in the next season. So what I'm trying, just keep note of Capricorn new moon and when that comes in, right? Because the Capricorn new moon, which is going to be in January, what you're going through right now is going to make sense by then. So working hard through your emotions is going to help you have more of a clear vision of what your vision board is going to be for 2022. What you want to embrace. It's going to be a huge, your life is going to be different in a good way. Like, your life is not going to look the same. It will never look the same from what it is right now during this full moon. And I think this is what it's saying. It's like, you've worked so hard for this moment. Embrace it. Like, embrace it all. Embrace every single emotion through it. Your dreams need a practical plan. So I'm laughing at this because I was talking to some of my mentorees about this. And this whole week I've been holding space saying, hey, I just feel like you need a plan. You know, I get this whole flowy meditation, feeling the vibes, blah, blah. Yeah, that's great. But sometimes you need to hold space for an actual practical plan, you know? So during this full moon in Taurus, note the full moon in Taurus. I didn't even speak there, but the full moon in Taurus is what came through for here. And I feel like maybe there might be another card I might have to pull here. But we're hanging out and you guys are learning all this stuff. I love watching videos like this, and you guys like watching videos. Like, it's all good. But your dreams need a practical plan. So some of you guys are saying that you want to do things, but you're not actually taking the leap here. So during this full moon in Pisces, it's all about embracing the new emotions to force you, to push you to those new beginnings, to push you to make that practical plan, to push you to launch, to push you to break up with that person or ask them out, to push you to do the next steps you need in order for you to actually say, I'm committed. You know, it's funny. I always tell people, they're like, well, I'm meditating, I'm doing this, I'm surrendering. I'm like, spirit will do it. You know, God will do it. Yeah, but we need to take action. We can't be here standing at the end of the road waiting for them to come to us. We have to meet halfway. So ask yourself, and this is some tough love, you need to start working towards it and meeting halfway. And sometimes working towards it means doing absolutely nothing and observing what's going on with your emotions, taking a break and creating a completely different plan and sticking to that plan and acting on it. So your dreams need a practical plan. Create it, be practical, be realistic with yourself, and say, where am I at with my vibration and how can I move through this in this Virgo full moon? So in January, I'm a whole new different person, which you will be. You honestly will be. There's another moon card that's coming up that Spirit wanted to share before I finalize with the affirmation cards. Virgo, new moon. What just passed, guys? What just passed? The Virgo new moon in September. So here it is. A time to give rather than take. Okay? A time to give rather than take. Let's sit with that. Let's sit with that for a bit. We need to give ourselves a break. We need to give ourselves more gratitude. We need to give ourselves more credit. We need to give ourselves more love into this world. Like I said, we are all going through something. We are all not the same people we were before. You need to give yourself a little bit of a break here, right? I'm like in awe because this is more of earth energy coming through and this grounding energy, a time to give rather to take. So many of us have been taking so much on the world, taking on so much that we can't even hold space for just in our everyday life. How can you just give more? Give more nurturing to yourself, give more nurturing to the lands that you live in, give more nurturing to your neighbor. I know we all have very different beliefs and different systems and different upbringings and different traumas and different everything, but sometimes we need to give ourselves and take a step and be like, wait, we are connected. We are collectively conscious. We are the same people. Yeah, we have a different story, but that doesn't matter right here. So during this Virgo full moon, ask yourself, how can I be more in compassion? This is a great shadow work. Being compassion. How can I hold space more in my heart? Even though it is a tough time and there's so much going on and there's so much in this old matrix that is trying to hold on to the last thread, remember that we are all still human and we're all doing this together. And I feel like this card was a great card to kind of finalize before the affirmations card, honestly, because that's exactly how I've been feeling. No matter where you are on certain things going on in the world, politics, the thing that I'm not going to say, whatever it is that you are in, we're all human still, you know? And the beauty of human, the differences we have is the ability for us to continuously evolve and shift and adapt to the shifts and changes that we have in this space. Oh, I'm like, forgiveness. That is what we're asking for. How can you bring forgiveness in your heart? I acknowledge the harboring resentment blocks a flow of love. There is so much people pumping out this hatred here. Hello, no, we're done with that. We want more love. We're tired of it. So during these Pisces full moon, this is all about, it's all about that. It's about growing. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And this is what's happening with your psychic gifts and what's coming through, okay? So I definitely feel like those cards are aligning, and two more cards coming out for you. Change and discipline. I understand that nothing can grow and evolve without movement, okay? You know, such a simple thing. I think Gandhi was the one that said it. Be the change that you want to see in the world, and you don't need to do big things. It could be just the small things, but that's what we need in this month and during this full moon in Pisces. September is all about that. And discipline, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Habits, addiction, excuses, hello, we're done, we're gone, bye. You're not putting that anymore. And this new energy is all about disciplining that. When I mean discipline, we're being gentle with ourselves. Yes, we're taking care of ourselves, but some of you are in denial. Get over it. Don't be in denial, okay? Woo. Let's take a breath together. I feel like that was a deep video. I was honestly not expecting to go so deep with all these cards and card pulls and doing a card reading, a full-on card reading for you guys. And this is great because I was debating on actually doing a separate video, but this really, I feel like, ties everything together and you guys can come back to this video. Let's just close our eyes for a second and just take a deep breath in. And sigh and exhale out. Deep breath in. Sigh and exhale out. Deep breath in. And exhale. And release. And open your eyes. You are a transforming, powerful being, and you are the change that we need. We are in a complete shifting world, and I'm so excited. I get emotional talking about this because I want to thank you for doing this work. Thank you for all that you do, because without you, we really can't be doing everything here. We can't hold space. And I love you all so much. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, as well as put a notification bell so you don't miss a video. I'll be doing more of these for you guys. Feel free to share with family, friends, anyone that you feel like this video will resonate with. I will post an energy healing meditation for you where I'm sending distance energy healing for you because I love you and because I know this energy is going to be deep. I'm going to even record it for you. I got you. I got you. Okay, get ready for this deep energy. I already know what's going to come through. I already know what I'm going to be sending to you, and I love you all so much. I will see you in the next video. Happy full moon in Virgo, and I love you all so much. Love you, love you, love you.